Hello there guys, welcome to one of my videos. On this video I am going to be giving you my match reaction for the Leicester Manchester United game. So it's just ended, Leicester City 0, Manchester United 2 at the King Power Stadium. It was our final game of the Premier League season, and the good news is now we are into the Champions League, and I think we will get around £70 million in revenue. So now we've got qualification for the Champions League. I think we can be competitive in the summer transfer window, and we do finish third. So you can say, that's a pretty good season. To say that earlier on in the season we'd enjoyed our worst start ever to a Premier League season. But yeah, Manchester United do finish third. Analysing the game, I thought it was pretty even, to be quite honest with you. Obviously, both teams had chances. I thought actually, Leicester were quite wasteful in front of goal. Obviously, they had that Iheanacho chance in the first half. Obviously, was wasted. David De Gea did actually, spill the ball, and he was lucky that Jamie Vardy didn't convert that. Barnes had a great chance for Leicester in the second half. Wasteful chance, but David De Gea had saved it. And they had a few other opportunities as well, did Leicester. So from their perspective, they will be very, very disappointed. But, we also had some good chances in the first half. Obviously, Rashford had a good few chances. I thought Rashford, was very, very quiet in the game today, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. I thought Martial, looked our dangerous player. Martial got in some very, very good positions. Obviously, Anthony Martial was the one that won us the penalty. Obviously, he'd been fouled by Johnny Evans and Wes Morgan. It was definitely, a stonewall penalty. But Martial created some chances of his own, so he was unlucky, not to get his name on the score sheet. Like I've said before, I think, Anthony Martial's had 2 good years out of the 5 years he's been at Manchester United. I think Martial's done very, very well this season under Solskjaer, and he did really, really well in his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era. But what a season Anthony Martial is having. My perception on Nemanja Matic, I thought he wasn't bad. Nemanja Matic, he did make a mistake early on, that could have been costly. But overall, I thought he had an okay game. Matic got in some very, very good positions in that midfield. And I think a lot of aspects of Matic's game have really, really improved. He reads the game better, he gets forward better. This has been now his 3rd season at Manchester United. We paid £40 million for Matic from Chelsea back in 2017. And it wasn't so long ago Matic signed a new contract with the football club. Bruno Fernandes, now, again, I thought he looked off the pace today. I thought his final pass, let him down, Bruno Fernandes. And I think in the last 3 or 4 games, he's lacked composure, and that's unusual of him. He did score the penalty, did Bruno Fernandes. I think that's now 10 goals for Bruno Fernandes since his arrival from Sporting Lisbon in January. But he has still made the difference in the team. Don't forget, Bruno Fernandes became the first Manchester United player to win back-to-back Player of the Months since Cristiano Ronaldo. But it still made a difference in the team. I'll give a shout out to Lindelof today as well. I thought he had a pretty good game at the back, and that was his first good game in quite a while, because recently, Victor Lindelof has been making a lot of mistakes. I thought he made some very, very imperative blocks, and he came up very, very well against Jamie Vardy. Did Victor Lindelof? And we are looking to get a centre half in alongside Harry Maguire, because Lindelof is obviously not on Harry Maguire's level, but still think he did very, very well today. Harry Maguire, pretty solid at the back. He did make a mistake though earlier on in the game. Again, could have been costly. There was quite a lot of mistakes in the game. I think Harry Maguire's had some good games, and he's also had some bad games. This has been his 1st season at Manchester United. We got him for £80 million from Leicester last summer. He's the 2nd most expensive sign at the club and the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment. Brandon Williams, I've also got to give a shout out for him today. He was superb, was Brandon Williams. Showed very, very good attacking intent, made some good overlapping runs, and he was very, very effective on that left hand side. So he was very, very good, was Brandon Williams. Obviously, he was playing again because Luke Shaw was unavailable. Luke Shaw's now missed our last 4 games with an ankle injury. You know, obviously, Bay wasn't available. I thought actually, Bay and Luke Shaw would have been available. Bay has been out with a head injury. And Wan-Bissaka, I thought he was defensively good today, but again, didn't show much attacking intent. And Wan-Bissaka's got to improve his attacking, because we haven't, in maybe the odd game or two, we've seen the attacking side of his game, but in a lot of games we haven't seen the attacking side of Wan-Bissaka's game. We aren't. Mason Greenwood today, he had some good moments. He had a good chance, didn't he, in the first half. Rashford, Freddie, it was a lovely Freddie ball. I think it was from Marcus Rashford, or was it Pogba, if I can remember rightly, but I thought he should have brought it down, but he didn't, and he headed it, and it just, went over the bar. But Greenwood, weren't at his best today, don't get me wrong. I think he was pretty quiet. Mason Greenwood still enjoyed a fantastic season for Man United. He's got 17 goals in all competitions this season. And today was his 51st appearance for the football club, Mason Greenwood. Solskjaer did bring some substitutions on in the game. Obviously, we saw Odin Ighalo come on. Of course, we saw Scott McTominay come on. Obviously, Johnny Evans for Leicester had been sent off in stoppage time. Obviously, for the high challenge, and Scott McTominay, it was a definite sending off, so it was the right decision by the referee. I think Fosu Mensah also came on in the game. And of course, Jesse Lingard came on in the game. And of course, he scored the second goal in the 98th minute of stoppage time. Obviously, it came from a bad mistake by Kasper Schmeichel. Obviously, Lingard had intercepted it, and it was a tap-in for Jesse Lingard. I'm actually not surprised that Lingard had come on in the game. But, very, very good win for Man United. It is a clean sheet. We are unbeaten now in our last 14 Premier League games. And, we're beating a very, very good team, because I think Leicester have enjoyed a very, very good season. Obviously they've been in a bad vein of form recently. Losing to us today 2-0. They recently lost to Tottenham by 3-0. But they'll be still happy, with how they've played this season. They have finished 5th in the Premier League. They'll be disappointed that, they didn't get Champions League qualification. But I still think Brendan Rodgers is a very, very good manager. He's been at Leicester over a year now. Don't forget, earlier on in the season, Brendan Rodgers had extended his contract with Leicester until 2025. So he didn't sign like a 5 or a 5.5 year deal. Like I said, he's recruited some good players in recent years for Leicester. Got Ian Acho, James Justin, he was playing today. They got Youri Tielemans, he looked lively at times today. Youri Tielemans is Leicester's most expensive signing. They got Perez, and they also, got Dennis Pryor. But let's put into the equation, Leicester have lost quite a few of their imperative players in recent years. Lost Mahrez in the summer of 2018. They lost Harry Maguire to us last summer. They lost Danny Drinkwater, and they also lost N'Golo Kante. And I think they've also lost a few other players. But, Leicester will be kicking themselves because, they did have their chances today, like I mentioned. There was missing key players. Leicester, like I said, Ben Chilwell wasn't available. He was out with injury. They had Christian Fuchs out, I think, with injury. Matic, he did have an ankle injury. Obviously, they had James Maddison out. They had Ricardo Pereira out. Marco Brighton was injured before the game, but he obviously, he played for Leicester today. And they also had one of their players suspended. But like I said, we've got a very, very good record against Leicester. I think we've only lost once to them since they came up, and that was back in 2014, when we did lose by 5-3, and that was under the Louis van Gaal era. My perception on Paul Pogba today, I don't think it was the best of performances by Paul Pogba. I think he did play a lot of misplaced passes in the game, so I was quite disappointed with Paul Pogba. Don't forget, Paul Pogba recently apologised for the penalty he gave away in the 1-1 draw with West Ham. Like I said, there's still a lot of uncertainty over Paul Pogba's future at the football club. There were stories coming out the other week from Fabrizio Romano saying that we want to extend Paul Pogba's contract. And Paul Pogba's agent, Mini Raiola, is waiting for the offer. It says that the other week we was close to getting Paul Pogba a new 5-year contract at the football club. But we need to end the uncertainty over his future. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's just got under a year left on his contract with an option of a further year. I think he'll end up signing a new long-term contract at Manchester United, will Paul Pogba and that. But at one point, it was looking very imminent he was going to be leaving the football club. So I wasn't, too impressed with him today. So there were some good performers and, there was some bad performers. Like I said, David De Gea literally had nothing to do really in the game. Obviously, he made that little mistake. Obviously, I had to keep that Barnes shot out in the second half. But prior to that, didn't really have much to do. David De Gea, like I said, he's been getting a lot of criticism recently. Reflects on the calamitous mistakes he has made. This has been his 9th season at the club. David De Gea is approaching his 10th year at Manchester United. And I think David De Gea has had 7 good years out of the 9 years he's been at the club. Today was David De Gea's 404th appearance for the football club in all competitions. But I don't think we'll get rid of David De Gea in the summer transfer window. I really, really don't. We won't get rid of him in the summer transfer window. When he does eventually leave Manchester United, like I've said before, I think he will go back to Spain. A lot of people would have expected Sergio Romero to start today, with the criticism, David De Gea has been getting. Do you think David De Gea will remain our number 1 for next season? Possibly, Dean Henderson could be our number 1 for next season. But I've read, some of the stats of the game. I think we dominated the possession for a lot of the game, especially in the first half. I thought we kept the possession well. We strung a few good passes together. Leicester, to be fair, defended really, really well. But I think we just had more possession than them. I think we had 3 shots on target. Leicester had 3 shots on target. I think we had a total of 7 shots. Leicester had 14. I think also too Jamie Vardy had hit the crossbar in the game. But fairly even game. Some people say we slightly edged it, and some people say that Leicester slightly edged it. But all that matters is that scoreline, 2-0. Now I think this is going to give Man United a lot of confidence. Obviously now the season is over. Like Solskjaer said prior to the game, we're going to have time off. Obviously. We've got the European games coming up in August. We've got Leicester to play on the 5th of August in the second leg. We are 5-0 up from the first leg. So obviously, we are into the quarterfinals of the Europa League. We are emerged as one of the favourites to win the Europa League, by the way. And if we win the Europa League, that will be our first trophy under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, won't it? So I'm hopeful, that we can win the Europa League. We did win it back under Jose Mourinho in 2017. We did win it back under Jose Mourinho, the Europa League. But Solskjaer was saying also prior to the game against Leicester, he says that the team are going places. He says the players have been progressing. He also he's mentioned that the fitness levels have improved, because I think the fitness levels were very, very poor last season. Obviously, we've had a lot of injuries throughout the course of this season, and reflects on that. Solskjaer's had to make a lot of rotation in the squad. But now we've got qualification for the Champions League, and I think we can get the players that we want in the summer transfer window. Solskjaer has confirmed his transfer priorities. Don't forget he recently said to Ed Woodward the positions he wants to strengthen up in the Man United squad, and he said he wants to recommend a striker in, wants to recommend a right winger in. We're looking to recommend a centre defensive midfielder in, and there's still some reports saying that we're looking to recommend a centre half in. Also too, I think we're looking to recommend a left back in. I think in reality, we probably need to make at least 3 signings in the summer transfer window, but Solskjaer did recently say that he's targeting 5 players to overhaul the Manchester United squad. At the start of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's managerial tenure, he said he wanted to recommend around 9 players in. So far, Solskjaer's recommended 4 players into the football club. Well, he's made 4 permanent signings because he got a Gallo on loan. Last summer got Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. And in January, he bought Bruno Fernandes and Odion Ighalo in. And he spent just over £200 million at the football club so far. By the way, I was reading the Daily Express. I think it was from the Express earlier on. And they had said that the Glazers have set our transfer budgets for the summer transfer window. And I think maybe Solskjaer is going to be given from 100 million to 150 million pounds to spend. Maybe it's going to be more now that we've got qualification for the Champions League. So to be honest with you now, I'm actually very, very convinced that we can, get Jadon Sancho on the board. Obviously, Jadon Sancho is our number one priority target. He's our number one priority target. It did say, if we didn't get qualification for the Champions League, we wouldn't have made a move for Sancho, but now we've got it on the board. Now I think, we're going to go for Jadon Sancho. Obviously, Dortmund do remain ruthless over their valuation. They have said that they want at least £100 million. It said quite a few weeks ago that we was only willing to pay 50, and it recently said that, we're willing to put a take it or leave it offering of £80 million. Now, Fabrizio Romano's spoken about the Jadon Sancho transfer saga quite a few times. Also, too, Simon Stone spoken about it recently. He's from the BBC. Christian Falk recently said that we've not yet put a bid in for Sancho. But yeah, I think Jadon Sancho's already agreed personal terms with Man United, and he's agreed a 5-year contract worth around 140 grand a week. But all we need to do now is come to an agreement on a fee with Dortmund. I think we've been given a boost in our pursuit of the player, because now Dortmund are looking for replacements for him. Obviously, they've been looking at Jonathan Ecoke from Lille, valued at around 41 million. They've also been looking at Rashica from Werder Bremen of Borussia Dortmund, because I think Borussia Dortmund have come to accept the fact that Sancho does want to leave. And I've outlined the reasons why I want Sancho at Man United. Good friendship with Rashford, and he's well proven in the Premier League. Dortmund do make a huge profit on the player because they only paid around £8 million for him from Man City. But in the few years he's been with Dortmund, his valuation has persistently grown. Sancho's got a contract with Dortmund until 2022. So he's our number one priority target. Grealish, maybe he won't come to Man United now because Aston Villa have stayed up. I said if Villa, would have been relegated, then maybe, Jack Grealish would have left Aston Villa then. Maybe there's still a slight chance we can get him on the board. Maybe he's going to cost us around 60 or 70 million is Jack Grealish. Obviously, there's a few centre-halves on our agenda. We've been looking at Nathan Ake from Bournemouth. We've been looking at Kalidou Koulibaly from Napoli. There's been stories today coming out from the mainstream media saying that we're interested in James Rodriguez from Real Madrid. And it says next week we're set to open talks with Real Madrid over the possibility of signing James Rodriguez. Reportedly, James Rodriguez is available for around 23 million, which is very, very cheap to be fair. And he's got a year left on his Real Madrid contract. James Rodriguez has been at Real Madrid for a good, 5 or 6 years. But obviously, in that period, he's obviously, had a 2-year loan spell with Bayern Munich. James Rodriguez was probably one of the best players in the 2014 FIFA World Cup. And Real Madrid did pay around, 62 or 63 million pounds for him from Monaco. So he's another player on our agenda. But I think we have been in for James Rodriguez before. So many players on our agenda. The summer transfer window does open tomorrow. It opens tomorrow and that. So I expect, more teams to make signings. Chelsea have already made, 2 or 3 signings now. I think they're close to getting Havertz. I don't think it's actually officially announced as yet. Chelsea reportedly have agreed a fee of around 80 million. I know Chelsea have got Timo Werner from Leipzig. Obviously, they've got Hakim Ziyech on the board. They got Hakim Ziyech in February for around 37 or 38 million. So Chelsea could be up there with a shout for next season. City may make some signings. Liverpool could make some signings. I don't know about Tottenham. I don't know about Arsenal either. But yeah, so the summer transfer window will be Solskjaer's 4th transfer window as Manchester United manager and his 2nd summer transfer window at the football club. At the football club. But obviously, I said there was going to be a lot of uncertainty regarding the summer transfer window, with the financial impact of the coronavirus pandemic. But you had Woodward the other month, a few months ago now, should I say, and he said, that we won't do business as usual in the summer transfer market, but he did say that we will remain competitive in the summer transfer market. This is what, Ed Woodward had said. And Solskjaer knows he's got the backing of Ed Woodward, and he's also got the backing of the Glazers. We don't only need to focus on the incomings in the summer transfer window, we also need to focus on the outgoings. Because, you know, we're going to get rid of players in the summer transfer window. Maybe we're going to get rid of around 6 players in the summer transfer window. Even though Lingard scored today, I still want Man United to sell Jesse Lingard. Also, too, Alexis Sanchez, it'd be very beneficial if we could get rid of him permanently. I'm hopeful we can get rid of Andres Pereira as well, because Pereira isn't getting in the team. Diego Dalot doesn't get in the team either. He's not good enough to represent Man United. I don't think we can get rid of Smalling and Rojo on permanent transfers. So we are going to get rid of players in the summer transfer window. But we have got rid of a lot of the deadwood anyway since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got recommended in to the football club. Probably tomorrow, I'll be probably giving you a review on our season. After this video, I will be giving you my player ratings from today's game. I always give you my player ratings, don't I? I always give you my player ratings. But like I said, next season is a big test for Solskjaer, because he's going to have bigger expectations to exceed next season, because I think our expectations next season will be to challenge for the Premier League title. It really, really will, because, you know, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013. You know, last time we won it was in Ferguson's last season, and this has been the 7th season now we failed to mount any kind of title challenge up. And, you know, the summer transfer window is definitely a big test for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It really, really is. But to be fair, our recruitment has improved under Solskjaer. I've seen a lot of improvements under Solskjaer. You know, recruitment's improved. Definitely players have improved, especially the top players. Alright. I think, you know, Solskjaer has promoted the youth very, very well. Our record against the top 6 sides this season has been very, very good. You know, we've taken a good 18, 19 points off the top 6 sides this season. Don't get me wrong, there's still aspects of our game that need to improve. You know, we need to keep the ball better. Maybe there's still certain players that need to step up to the plate. We need to be quicker on the flanks. Maybe we need to be slightly more clinical in front of goal. Maybe defensively, you know, we need to look a bit better. But let's see who we can get in the summer transfer window to make us, you know, a better team. I think, you know, we have got a very, very good squad. Like I said, as the squad stands at the moment, not good enough to win the league or not good enough to challenge for the league, but I did say, didn't I, it was definitely good enough to finish in the top 4, and that's exactly, you know, what Manchester United have done. It's a good achievement, you know, to finish 3rd and get qualification for the Champions League, and if we could win the Europa League, it would be even more of a fantastic achievement, because let's put into the equation, this has been Solskjaer's first full season at the football club. He's been at Manchester United now over a year and a half. I think he's been permanent Manchester United manager for around 15, 16 months. And now we're replicating what we did when he first came in, because when Solskjaer first came in, he also did very, very well. You know, won his first, 8 games as the interim manager. I think we won 10 out of 13 in the league. I think we won 10 of our first 13 league games under him, and won 14 out of 19 in total. And reflect on that, you know, that was enough to give Solskjaer the job permanently. I still don't know if he's the foreseeable future for Man United, Solskjaer, but obviously, you know, time is going to tell. Like I said, you know, the vast majority of this team is not Solskjaer. You know, the vast majority of this team is Jose Mourinho's, because Jose Mourinho recommended 11 players into Man United. There's still a few players here from the Van Gaal era. There's still Matic here from the David Moyes era. And there's still a few players here from the Alex Ferguson era and that. Like I've mentioned to you guys before, I don't think we'll ever replicate what we did under Ferguson. No one will last as long as Ferguson did, because Ferguson endured 27 years at Man United, endured over 20 years of success, because Ferguson didn't win out in his first 4 years at the football club. You know, but we need to, you know, give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer time. And I said, didn't I, you know, even when I was critical of him, I'm hopeful that he can turn it around, because at the end of the day, he's a club legend, and he was a great player for the football club for 11 years. He flourished under Alex Ferguson's guidance and that. But, you know, Solskjaer hasn't only got decisions to make on what players he's going to bring in and what players he's going to get rid of. I think he's got a goalkeeping decision to make. You know, like I said earlier on the video, is he going to keep David De Gea as number 1 next season, or is Dean Henderson going to be number 1? Or are we going to try and buy a goalkeeper to replace David De Gea? You know, I think left back, probably for next season, Luke Shaw will remain our first choice left back. Williams has only been playing, like I said, because Luke Shaw has been out with injury. Like I said, you know, since the resumption of the season, Matic has been getting a hell of a lot of starts. It was totally contrast before the lockdown, though, because before that, you know, McTominay was getting a lot of starts. Fred was also getting game time. The likes of Fred and McTominay found game time very, very difficult since the resumption of the season. You know, and all of that. But like I said, you know, Man United have sacked 3 managers since the Alex Ferguson era. You know, in the last 7 years, we have been playing catch-up. You know, people say why we're celebrating going into the Champions League, because people say reflects on the money we've spent and that, you know, we should be where Liverpool are or minimum where Manchester City are. But, you know, it's a long rebuilding process, you know, like Roy Keane said. It's going to take a while, and it has been a transition period for a while. But I trust Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to get the players what he wants in. I trust him, I really, really do. And we've missed out on good players over the years in the managerial eras, because we have recruited a lot of players in since Ferguson, but I think a lot of them players haven't been the right calibre players for us. On the other hand, maybe there's players that we've brought in who we should have kept, but we got rid of. And we've missed out on a few players since Solskjaer came in. You know, we missed out on Haaland. That was a disappointment. We also missed out on Jude Bellingham, because Haaland and Bellingham both went to Borussia Dortmund and that. But I think now our transfer budget will be revealed that we've got qualification for the Champions League. We've already taken a £140 million loan, don't forget, from that £150 million revolving credit facility. So, yeah. So, that's your match reaction on the game against Leicester. I want to, on my next video, give you the player ratings like I said. So, there you go. So, anyway, guys, that's everything to update today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.